Hi, it's Rachel. I've been talking about this divine love and how it comes into our souls as we long for it and desire it in all sincerity and truth. And that I was talking about how it changes your perceptions. And so, a couple of things that I've been realizing about this and talking about this oneness of God and how that divine love creates a oneness with God is in one way. So I talked about how in your past, your memories affect your current perceptions. Okay? All your experiences, what you've been through, what you've learned, how people have treated you, all of that in summation affects how you perceive your current reality, as well as your expectations or fears or whatever it may be about the future. Okay, will also affect how you respond to a current situation. So, with the divine love, as it purifies your memories, so it puts them in the framework of divine love, so you see your memories very differently. Okay, and the same thing, you now can trust your future totally over because you understand how divine love creates harmony. Well, what that does is it moves you to being much more present minded, so that now, instead of dwelling in the past and living by the past situations or how we were treated in the past, instead of living like that now or living in the fear of the future, so that we're doing things in our present because we're fearing some future, so it's affecting our actions now. Instead, you don't have any of that because that's been reframed, reshaped, reworked, renewed by this divine love, so that now you're very present moment minded. So you stay right here in this present moment, which is the only thing that's really real. Right now, this moment is the only thing that exists. The future does not exist yet, and the past no longer exists. I can't go into it, I can't change it. So this present moment is all that's real, and God is real. So where you meet God, where you find a true connection in the real, is in the present moment right now. So that's why that divine love starts reshaping you to bring you very present minded, so that you can have that oneness, because the more that you're present minded, you have that rapport and that connection with God. That's why that time of spending time with God each day and prayer and just connecting, you tend to be much more present minded at that time, because you're wanting to connect and learn and get to know who God is and understand his nature. And so as you continually each day spend that time, it's helping to craft actually this present mindedness. Okay? And there's so much that can come out of that, and that's why you can find a very strong connection with God in that time, because that's why you're being very present minded. And then you go about your day and you get lost in the future and the past. But as you grow in this divine love, that present mindedness starts to consume your entire day, so that you're always living in the present moment. That's the reality that the divine love brings you into, that eternal present moment, so that you're always in a living, active union with the Heavenly Father. When you have that, then, and remember that's possible because the fear has been pushed out by that divine love. Okay? Because you can't totally be present minded if you have fear of whatever kind. So because the fear puts you in a future that doesn't exist. So this present mindedness, you find that connection with God that then allows his divine love energy that has a flow to it. And the flow is that it flows outward to other people. Love always gives. It's always going outward. Okay? And so we're constantly receiving that love from God, and it's that love, in that love we desire to love others perfectly. So that's what you're naturally wanting to do, and you desire to do, and you desire to grow in the perfection of that. And so that it creates this inflow outflow. So when you don't have any fear, which that divine love pushes out, that flow is able to take place. Fear blocks love from flowing because if you fear how you're going to proceed, what people think of you, if you might do something wrong, if someone might try to hurt you, that naturally affects that flow of love. Okay, it blocks it. So for that flow to truly be a flow, that fear has to be removed. And it's removed as you continue to get more and more of that divine love because it just pushes it out. Because again, what comes with it are those truths, and those truths become your beliefs and your knowing that don't allow any room for fear. One being, like I mentioned with the harmony, that divine love creates harmony in your life. So you know that when you're operating in that divine love and growing in that divine love, no matter how little, that harmony is starting to be generated in your life. And that's only going to grow and increase. And I've seen that that's true. So this experience of this divine love is absolutely amazing. But the two things that I have become very much aware of that it creates is that present mindedness and how impactful and important and essential that is in finding that oneness with God, a living oneness, a conscious awareness, a full experience of that oneness with God is being in that present moment that's allowed by not having any fear, and that also allows that love to flow through you. And because when you're having that love of flow, you're always experiencing the Heavenly Father because you're always experiencing the flow of His love. It is a beautiful and powerful dynamic. So as we grow in this divine love, those are two things that we should see growing in our lives, that present mindedness and being in the present moment, and that giving of that love. And not only the desire of it, but the ability to do that, because those is bringing those truths with us, that is expanding us, that allows more of that love to flow through us. It's like we're ever expanding. And that's with this divine love. It gives you a soul that can ever expand to contain more and more and more love. And it's not that you ever hold on to the love, because that's not its flow. It always goes out toward others in the perfect way, in the perfect manner. And that's what's so beautiful about it, that it's never forced, it's never contrived, it's never fake, it's never insincere, it's not out of obligation. It is pure, and it is honest, and it is real, and but it grows in you, and it's coming from always from the Heavenly Father, because it's that bond that you have. But when you abide in that, you're experiencing such a beautiful oneness with Him, and there is nothing that is greater than having that unity with Him.